Hey, it's the Nerdy Cooking Lady, and this may not be a spooky recipe, but this is going to be what I call a fall recipe. And I'm going to be making some cheese vegetable soup. Now, when fall hits, I think more about soups and stews for the nice, cold, crisp weather coming in, but when you live in, North Carolina, where it's 80 degrees out at the end of September, you still make soup. So here you go. First of all, I picked out 3 really good-looking tomatoes from our store today. I've got a pack of that. No, Borson cheese, I think it is. If I'm wrong, tell me. I've got a clove of garlic. I've got some smaller tomatoes because flavor. I've got a red onion. I've got my roasted garlic. I've got some basil, paprika, pepper, and salt that I'm going to be adding to it. Well, let's get it all together. And when it comes to the 3 big tomatoes, I'm going to be removing the stem part where it was connected to the vine, and I'm going to be, taking stickers off, thank God. I'm going to be putting a cross on each one so that steam can escape them while they're roasting in the oven. Now, I don't have to do it with the little tomatoes because they're already really tiny, so we'll just be dumping those in. Alright, I ended up quartering my tomatoes, halving my onions, and putting in some of the garlic to roast with it. I got my heirloom tomatoes in the bottom, and all that's left is to drizzle some oil over it all. Put in our paprika. Salt and our pepper. Last but not least, I'm going to place our cheese in the mix. This is all going to go into the oven for about 30 minutes at 395. Alright, we have cooked this for 30 minutes. Everything is soft and pliable and smushy and cheese. We are going to put this in a pot and play with our immersion blender some. Alright, we've got our tomatoes and cheese and our garlic and onions and the remaining juice in the bottom of the pan in here. We are just going to be putting our immersion blender in here and blending it. And that's the mess that's left over. Cheese, tomato, vegetable soup. We're probably going to let that cool off and strain it a little. We'll put some croutons on it and we'll taste it and see how it goes. I had a little taste before I took this video, and I decided to need a little sprinkle of sugar, because I realized the tomatoes were adding way too much acidity to the soup. And I was right. It did taste a lot better this way. But add in about a tablespoon of sugar into that, you've got a really good soup. Of course it tastes heavily of tomatoes, but you can taste the cheese, you can taste the garlic and the onions. It's really awesome. And I'll take this moment to mention the Gamers and Geeks Can Cook playlist. A playlist composed of all gamers and geeks that can cook. If you want to be a part of that, make a cooking video, tell Jay Pick of Death or Vault Girl that you made the video, and mention the playlist. And we'll be seeing you with more fall favorites and Halloween spooks the rest of this month. Bye. Alright, so we're going to add this into the video, and we are going to address that this soup is amazing. But you can taste a little too much garlic and a little too much of the acid from the tomatoes, like I mentioned when I was eating it. So I'm going to be putting a little tiny bit of cream in, like I already did, maybe only about 2 tablespoons. I'm going to be adding a little bit of sugar and salt. We're going to let it simmer on the stove a little to all cook in together and cook out some of that garlic taste. And we'll see how it goes on round 2. Alright, our soup has been cooking on low for a while now, and I added about 2 tablespoons of sugar into it. Yeah. That may seem like a lot, but it actually took a lot of the tomato acid out and the garlic flavor. And cooking it took some of the garlic flavor out also. And this just goes to prove that sometimes you can't just follow a recipe and it turns out perfect. Sometimes you have to modify a little. And I could have told you that the tomatoes were going to be really overwhelming. That's alright. I'll write out the modified recipe in the description. And as always, you can see me next time. Bye.